It's amazing.
Oh, you're gonna want to like munch on these all night. You might not even get drunk because you'll just keep eating. What's up, guys? It's Kat and Deb from Two Market Girls. Welcome to part 1 of our New Year's Eve series.
Mini series. 2 videos.
Yeah, whatever, it's a series, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a third-ish video in it.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, okay. Mini series, whatever.
So today we are tackling appetizers, and we are so nice, we're actually giving you 3.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand with Wednesday's video because we were, oh my god, because we partnered up with an amazing local distillery to make some cocktails for them and some food pairings to go with those cocktails. Mm-hmm. So today we're tackling the food pairings, and then we can keep you guessing at what the kind of cocktails are. But we partnered up with Younghurst. I don't know if anyone's heard of them. They're local to Toronto. They're fairly new. They're not in the LCBO yet, which is Ontario's liquor stores. So if you haven't heard of them, be sure to check them out because, guys, this stuff is amazing.
It's really good.
Like, the cocktails we have for you on Wednesday, just get ready because they're amazing.
Yeah.
When we were doing research for this video, we kind of looked for classic pairs that went with each. We're working with gin, vodka, and rum. And we went for some classic pairs for each flavoring type thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got 3 different appetizers for you. To go with the gin, when we were doing our research, I discovered that gin pairs often with Indian food and like Indian spices and curries. So we made an Indian spiced or curry spiced cauliflower slider. And guys, it's pretty as fuck. Yeah. It is so pretty and it is so delicious. Like, it's got so many fresh flavors in it. Guys, it's so good.
Next up, to pair with their Harbor rum, we decided to go with a jerk chicken because rum and Jamaican food tend to go together. Yeah. So instead of a jerk chicken, we did a jerk popcorn tofu.
In an air fryer.
It's awesome.
It's amazing.
Oh, you're gonna wanna like munch on these all night. You might not even get drunk because you'll just keep eating.
And guys, you're not even deep frying them, so you can munch on them all night.
Yeah.
Lastly, to go with their Liberty's vodka, we decided to do a sesame mushroom crostini. Crostinis are one of my go-to things when making appetizers because they are so easy to eat just like with your hands. They're not messy for the most part. They're not messy, and they're pretty simple to make in general. And they look fancy as fuck.
They do.
So we paired that up with the vodka, and guys, it is so good.
Yes. Okay, let's get into these recipes now.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys, to make your mushroom crostini, it's the simplest one we have today. You're going to need 1 baguette, and you're just going to slice that into rounds about 1/2 inch thick. You're going to place those on a lined baking sheet and drizzle some sesame oil on them, and then bake them in an oven preheated to 350 until they are crispy. It should take about 15 minutes. To make your mushroom mixture, you're going to take about 2 cups of dehydrated mushrooms and add them to a bowl with boiling water and allow them to rehydrate for about 15 minutes. Once they've rehydrated, you want to slice them and set them aside. And then you're also going to mince a tablespoon of fresh rosemary and set that aside. In a heated pan with about a tablespoon of sesame oil, you want to add your sliced mushrooms in along with a tablespoon of soy sauce, tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and your rosemary. And then you want to sprinkle in some sesame seeds in there as well, and you're just going to toss that for about 10 minutes. It's not going to take a long time to cook because the mushrooms have already been rehydrated. You just want to toss that so all the flavors get absorbed by the mushrooms. Once that's done, as well as your crostini, you're going to spread some vegan cream cheese on your crostini and then top with your mushroom mixture and a sprinkle with sesame seeds, and you are done. For the cauliflower sliders, you're going to need about 1 medium-sized cauliflower cut into slider-sized pieces. You want to make sure that they're kind of flat so that they have something flat to sit on, or else they're going to kind of fall over and not sit well. Then you're going to make your yogurt batter for the cauliflower wings in a large bowl. Combine 1/2 cup of vegan coconut yogurt along with 1 tablespoon of lime zest, about 1 full lime juiced, a 1/3 cup of cold water, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of curry powder, a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of ginger, a teaspoon of onion, a teaspoon of garlic, and then you're just going to whisk that all together until it's well combined. And then you're going to toss your cauliflower pieces in that, allow it to sit for about 5 minutes just so it can absorb some of the flavors. But once they're all coated, you're just going to lay them flat on a lined baking sheet, bake them in the oven preheated to 350 for about 40 minutes, flipping them halfway through. Check them every once in a while because it's going to depend on your oven whether or not they take a little longer or a little less time. While those are baking, you can make your toppings for the slider. So to make your yogurt dressing, you're going to combine a 1/2 cup of vegan coconut yogurt with a tablespoon of minced fresh mint, a tablespoon of minced fresh cilantro, and 1/2 a lime juiced. Then you're going to mix that all together and set that aside for when your sliders are ready. Then you're going to want about a 1/2 of an English cucumber, and using a potato peeler, you're going to slice ribbons off of your cucumber. And then you're going to set those aside. You're going to take your red cabbage and chop it into shreds. You should have about a cup of shreds when you're done with it. And then you're going to add 1/2 a lime juice into it and massage it into the cabbage so that it wilts a little bit and it's not as tough. All right, and now we're just going to put our sliders together. We started with a layer of our cabbage slaw and then rolled up our cucumber ribbons and placed them on top. Then we put a piece of our cauliflower, some of our yogurt dressing, and the bun on top. Jerk popcorn tofu. You're going to want a block of extra firm tofu, preferably pressed. If it's not pressed already, you're going to want to press it beforehand for about 10 minutes. But once it's pressed, you're basically just going to tear pieces off of it. It's about the size of popcorn pieces. You want that kind of odd looking shape because it gives it a more rustic kind of look. And then you're going to set those aside and make your batter for them. In a small bowl, you're going to combine about a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour with about 3/4 cup of cold water and 2 tablespoons of jerk seasoning paste. And you're going to mix that all in until it's well combined and set that aside. In a third bowl, you're going to make your seasoned breading for them. You're going to combine a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour with a teaspoon of allspice, a teaspoon of thyme, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of dried parsley, a teaspoon of coconut sugar, and a teaspoon of smoked paprika. And you're going to mix that all together until all the seasoning is well distributed into the flour. Now, you're going to want to add about a tablespoon of oil into your air fryer. We have the Tefal Actifry, so it has a turny paddle in it. You're going to want to remove that if you have that one for the first 5 minutes of the cook. So remove that. Add a tablespoon of oil into the air fryer and turn it on for about a minute just so the oil can heat up a little bit. And while you're doing that, you can take your tofu pieces, coat them in your batter, and then toss them in your flour mixture and add it to your air fryer. We had to do this in about 2 batches because our air fryer wasn't big enough to hold them all. You're gonna wanna make sure to do it on a single layer, so if your air fryer is not big enough, do them in more than 1 batch. After about 5 minutes in the air fryer and the flour has had enough time to kind of start to firm up, you're going to want to put that paddle back in so that it can toss and everything gets an even coat. And then you want to add that paddle back in and turn your air fryer on again for about 10 to 15 more minutes, watching them every 5 minutes or so to make sure they don't get too crispy because it's going to depend on the air fryer that you have. Guys, doesn't everything look amazing?
I think we did pretty well with these.
I think so too. I think they topped last year's, and last year's were really good.
Yeah, I agree. What do you want to...
Like, saying that too, you have 6 appetizer options now because we did 3 last year as well. You guys are so lucky.
That's a really good party if you make all of these. Can I come to that party?
Yeah,
please?
Can we please be invited? What do you want to start with?
Popcorn tofu.
Okay. Jerk popcorn tofu.
I was most excited for this one.
Yes.
I'm dipping it in the...
We're dipping it in blue cheese. That's probably not traditionally for jerk, but we just love blue cheese on like everything, so. It's so filled with spices and flavor.
And the texture. The texture's on point. Wow.
Oh, so good. Okay.
I'm going for the crostini first. I mean, next. Okay, here we go.
Good, right? I love these because they're so simple to make, but they're so flavorful. And like a couple, like the cauliflower sliders were take a little longer to make, but between the jerk tofu and the crostinis, they make up that time because they're so quick and easy to make. And they're so good.
I actually wasn't expecting that many flavors because it was so simple. I was like, this is a little
like,
basic, Catherine. What are we doing? But no, this is really good.
It's packed full of flavors, and honestly, I think it's solely because we used dehydrated mushrooms.
Oh yeah, our classic secret weapon.
Yeah, if we'd used like fresh mushrooms, they wouldn't have this much flavor in them.
It's true.
Last but not least, our most colorful dish we've ever made.
This is art. Okay?
Thank you.
Also, but like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, really. It's so good. It tastes like Indian food, but it's kind of like not straight up Indian food. It's kind of like Indian infusion. Is that what the word is? Influenced. But like, I feel like it's kind of Americanized Indian food, right? Because it's in a slider form. It's so good though.
Wow. So many flavors are just like exploding. The curry and the Indian spices, and then you get that yogurt sauce. Like, oh my god.
The yogurt mint cilantro. Like, the yogurt, like, I think you have to have the yogurt with it because not only the yogurt has mint, cilantro, and lime, which are such powerful flavors and such fresh flavors that like when you have something that's baked like cauliflower, you need something light and fresh to kind of just bring it up a little bit. So good.
That is really good.
Wow. This is an epic video.
Yeah, these recipes on point.
Thank you to Younghurst for supplying their amazing alcohol. Guys, it is so good.
Cannot wait to show you what we made with them in Wednesday's video. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that one.
Yeah, like this is, if you do all this stuff, that's an epic New Year's.
Oh yeah.
Like people will love you forever.
And that's really how you want to welcome 2018, am I right?
Yeah, you know what? 2017 was kind of a low year for the world. So let's welcome 2018 with a great bang. What are your New Year's plans? Are you hosting? Are you going to be making things like this? Are you going out? What are you doing? What are you doing for your New Year's Eve?
Yeah, sure. We'd love to hear what you guys are up to and, you know, talk.
Yeah, what are you
I
doing?
don't have any plans.
I don't either, so I don't have any plans. I'll probably be sleeping before midnight, so
I'm just hoping somebody invites me to something, or I'm just gonna make all these recipes and have my own party. Maybe I'll invite Catherine. Maybe.
Bye.
Bye!
So fucking rude. I gave you all these recipes.
You are such a nice lady.
I wish we lived in the same city.
Yeah, well, I didn't leave you. You left me.
She
left me.
I don't have a home
Thumbnail
there anymore.
clickbait. She left me.
Do I have crap on my mouth?
No, do I?
No. Okay.